In 1 Corinthians chapter 15, Paul writes to the church in Corinth, and he talks about the resurrection of Jesus. There have been these fake stories going around that either the resurrection had already taken place and people were just wasting their time, or those who did not believe in the resurrection at all. So you remember when Paul was teaching them in Athens, the Greeks scoffed, they jeered and said there is no such thing as the resurrection. So Paul is now writing to them, so that they are aware of all these stories, because when these fake stories go out, it affects the faith of some, though some still continue to believe. And it's the same with us today. You hear something, some believe, some don't. So Paul is saying here that if Jesus did not resurrect, if there is no resurrection, that means Jesus did not resurrect. It means that everything we believe in is fake. It means all what we are teaching, all what we are preaching is a lie. That's what he's saying. Then why did he almost lose his life? Why did he fight with giants? Why did he this and why did he that, if all of this is a lie? So I remember once in a church I was attending, one of the pastors said, if we get to heaven after we die and there's no heaven, there's no hell, we haven't lost anything, have we? And I sat there thinking, yes, we have. My whole life has been a lie. All what I'm teaching has been a lie. All my beliefs has been a lie. I will cry, I will weep, I will sob, and I will curse all those who made this lie up. We have lost a lot. That's what that pastor said. She said, we haven't lost anything. We live the righteous life. We don't drink, we don't smoke, and I thought, nah, we have lost a great deal if all of this is a lie. So Paul is trying to tell them that if all this is a lie, then everything, that means Jesus did not resurrect. And then he wrote and told them that when Jesus resurrected, he appeared to Peter, who denied him 3 times. He appeared to James, his half brother, because James did not believe in Jesus. He thought Jesus had lost his mind. He appeared to the apostles, he appeared to the disciples, he appeared to the 500. And Paul says, and finally Jesus appeared to me on the road to Damascus when I was going to persecute the church. So if they are saying there's no resurrection, how did Jesus rise from the dead? And then he started talking about eschatology, the end times, when we die. So he says those who died in Christ, they will be raised first and given a spiritual body. And those who are still alive at that time, they will be gathered up in the twinkle of an eye, and they will be transformed. So he talks about deep eschatology things. So you should go and read that chapter 15. And he says that some people are saying, oh, if there's a resurrection, show us a diagram. And he says they are fools. It's likened to a seed that is planted. The seed looks nothing like the fruit, and when you plant it, it dies, and then then it becomes a fruit. It looks nothing like that fruit. So that's how we will be. And it says the final enemy that Jesus will come to destroy is death, and everything will be put under the feet of Christ. He will come back and he will reign, and we will reign with him. So these are the teachings he was telling the church in Corinth, not to believe all these false teachings going around, because once they begin to believe it, that's the faith over, that's Christianity over. Because he wrote there that Jesus Christ, he was born from a virgin, he was crucified, he died, he was buried, and on the 3rd day he resurrected, he rose from the dead. So if they are saying there's no resurrection, that all that was a lie. So that's 1 Corinthians 15. So before I go, I will just read this note from Charles Colson. He was an author. He's an author. And during the Watergate scandal, the political scandal, Watergate in the 70s. And then this is what he wrote. I'll read it. I know the resurrection is a fact, And Watergate proved it to me. How? Because 12 men testified they had seen Jesus raised from the dead. Then they proclaimed that truth for 40 years, never once denying it. Everyone was beaten, tortured, stoned, and put in prison. They would not have endured that if it weren't true. Watergate embroiled 12 of the most powerful men in the world, and they couldn't keep alive for 3 weeks. You're telling me 12 apostles could keep alive for 40 years? Absolutely impossible. So 12 powerful men, the Watergate scandal, they were changing their story. This one we say this one we say that, only 3 weeks. And for 40 good years, the apostles kept to the same story. The resurrection was a fact. We saw Jesus, he rose and he appeared to us. That's why he believed the resurrection is a fact. God bless you. See you in the final chapter, chapter 16.